So welcome everyone to today's session. It will be a presentation about how AI is used in BI4dynamics internal processing in marketing and in development. First, I will give a word to Leon to tell us. Leon, tell us when you started, what triggered you this AI. It's not typical that a guy in marketing starts in AI. True it is, he's surrounded by developers, so probably that was triggering this. And now we are really using AI a lot. So Leon, tell us what about AI and marketing in BI4dynamics process.
Yeah, thank you, Mladen. Let me start how Mladen said that how I started using with AI. It was like first I used ChatGPT when it first came out in the year 2022. I started like using it to clean up emails, summarize long texts, speed up everyday work. And then when it got better, I started using it for research, see what competitors are doing, to see trends each day, and so on. So it was a pretty useful case in every part of marketing. Since marketing is a creative work, I used it also to create, let's say, some advertising campaigns, ideas how to work with some stuff like how to prepare design, how to prepare structure for a website. And then when it comes to website, it also helped me with coding, because I'm not so in code. I was more of like a creative guy at that point. It really helped me to understand the coding behind the website. So I used it to help you code HTML, CSS, small bugs, and so on. And then later, I connected it with automation tools. Let's say on the website chatbot, we are using the Zapier. What Zapier actually does, it connects and gives you this interface for people who want to ask some questions. And it then logs every question that the user gave. And by this, with this automatic replies, let's say we saved about 30 minutes. Instead of asking our sales representative directly, it connected to our company database, and it answered everything on its own. So as you see here, it's a list of user questions, and from that we can then in marketing use a lot of it to know what customers are asking. So this is just a quick overview. You see pricing plans, who is author of this text. You have some funny questions as well, but then from this you can distill down some good insights about things that you're doing. Then if we had some problems with our, let's say, speed of how our website is working, what we can do is when we open the network console here, as you see on the right, we have this waterfall structure. And when everything is loading, we can then download. It will give us a file which is named HAR file. And if we open this file, you will see it's actually a code that gives you all the analysis of your website, how it's loading. And that means that we can input this to AI, and AI will analyze everything and tell us what we need to know. In this case, I said to AI, analyze this HR file for our page and find out why our menu is loading with delay. So it went, you see, this was in Claude, and it read the whole file, and it gave me a really nice list of why it's causing this, how many milliseconds, and so on. It gave me a plan with what is the issue, and so on and so on. So you can really go and fix a lot of stuff with that kind of stuff, even if you are not an expert. Okay, and what else do we use? So this is just a quick list of what we are using. So a lot of tools here. It's approximately costing us 100 130 to 140 US dollars a month. And it's for image generation, text, deep research. And the one I would focus now quickly is NA10. NA10 gives us possibility to automate workflows using some, let's say, LLMs and the tools combined. So I will not go too deeply into this, but let's say if this gives us this possibility, when then we then can create workflows, and these workflows are really powerful. For example, I will demonstrate one. This workflow is triggered when a person goes and types here the inquiry on our page. And then this inquiry goes here with the trigger. It goes through some nodes that make it nice. And then the research agent goes and researches about the company and the person that put the inquiry in our system. And then it sends directly in this node to our email, to Tarek, our sales guy. So what Tarek receives, this is just a shorter version. It actually is like a longer one, but this is like a quick look. So lead qualification, there would be like a company name is qualified lead, and who they are, where they're coming from, company snapshot, technology, BI landscape, opportunity signals, risks and red flags, and so on. So Tarek does not need to go and research on the web for hours, or let's say, can use his time to focus on the customer, and he will know this client is a potential client, so it saves him time.
Leon, a question. How long did you take to set up this process flow? Approximately.
So, yeah, for this kind of process flow, when you are already experienced in NA10, it takes you about a few hours. But to come to this level, I had to be doing these automations for more than half a year to be able to know exactly what I need and to make it as simple as this, because a lot of automations can get complex really quickly, and you do unnecessary stuff. But if you can get it distilled down with simple nodes, as you see here, then it's much easier to work with this tool. And it's also cheaper. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have something else, or can I give you a few questions, please?
Yeah, please give me questions.
Okay. Now, presuming that you are no longer building LLM and models, how much time AI is saving you daily for achieving the same results, with or without, with AI?
Yeah, so when it comes to creative work, it's not just save time, but it's the ideas that AI can give you and the quality. So for example, for the same quality of, let's say, a mock-up or idea exploration, it would take me 7 days, but I can do it now with AI in 1 day or in several hours. This is in the creative work. When it comes to the coding, it's for me, it's the only way I can do, as I'm not a coder. So that's like, let's say 99% time saver.
Okay, great. Very interesting, this part here. I know I've been behind it. I've seen this. So, and then one more question, okay? And for the record, Leon is very technical, and don't expect that everyone else will digest this technology so fast. Probably because Leon is sitting so close to development department, it's just one wall. So it's like development is radiating the technical knowledge through the wall, through another to another room. Is what advice would you give another marketing manager or a person in the marketing who is not so proficient in AI, but would like to start with AI to be more productive? How to start, what to do go for a course or download some free stuff and start working on? What do you suggest?
Yeah, well, I would suggest start first with subscribing to some news about AI to be in the loop, because there are so many new tools that if you are not in the loop of the AI, you should get fast and go in, let's say, on LinkedIn subscribe to some news. That would be first thing. And the second thing would be to just start exploring, let's say, explore image generation on Leonardo or, I don't know, Gemini. They have really good stuff that you can try and create some images, text prompts. You watch some YouTube videos and just start practicing and trying something on your own, not just viewing stuff, but trying on your own, let's say a specific case. And then it's much easier when you start with one problem in your company that can be solved faster.
Uh, just last question.
Mhm.
How do you think this is affecting juniors? Because the theory is that you are a senior marketing person and let's say you know the stuff. So you want to improve the stuff that you are doing. And the tools AI are exactly for this. You can run faster. So what advice would you give someone junior starting this career in marketing where the person doesn't have that knowledge and experience and doesn't know where to navigate? What do you think for a junior would be the best advice in AI?
Well, don't use AI too much still. The base knowledge in marketing still needs to come from, let's say, books that you read, that you immerse yourself in it, but use AI more as a tool that will help you be faster in this learning phase, but don't skip it. That's my suggestion.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this interesting insight how we are using AI in marketing process. Thank you, Leon. Now we
Thank you.
are asking Evgeny to tell us his insight about development. I'll just introduce Evgeny is in charge of development. He's leading the .NET development and SQL development team. And the things that we are doing here, it's quite complex. And when you're doing the product related stuff, it's extremely important every detail. If you would be doing stuff per project, you are kind of okay with suboptimal approach. In our case, everything must be perfect. So a few words, Evgeny, about AI and how we are implementing it in our internal development processes, not within the product yet. Go ahead, please, Evgeny.
Yeah, good day. Thank you for introduction. I'm curious to hear each time how my role and introduction is changed in time. So it depends. It depends of the context. Yeah. Okay, I will less speak now and more. I will try to provide hands-on demo. So we're starting to work with any kind of AI stuff, maybe a couple years ago, when maturity level of all this ChatGPT stuff was really on absolutely a mature and a childish level. But even in those time, there was stuff named GitHub Copilot. So that's some kind of smart coding and pair programming stuff. Let me share my screen. So that's how we're starting to work with AI. So right now we're working with a request response. So we have a fancy chat windows where we can upload everything and then get the report and explanation and workflows and execution, etc. But it started very simple as a Copilot pair programmer that support you in a routine and very routine development. And let me show how it works. So you don't need to be a developer to understand what is going here. So let me start to write something. For example, I want to make a variable named first name, and that's where I ended. And you already see that GitHub Copilot suggests me what can be next. And just by clicking one button tab, I can end this in this way. And I have already new suggestions here. So if I wrote a first name, the context what I'm writing, GitHub Copilot started to suggest me next features here, and next and next and next. But I can write what I want. For example, I want a method print full name, So I will get some arguments. So as we see here, Copilot suggests me a lot of stuff here. I'm not writing nothing. I'm just saying I want to print. Aha. So I have a suggestions here. Tab. Yes, what I want to do. Let's check. As a result, we can have. By the way, we have errors here. As a result, do we have suggestions here? Yes, we have a lot of suggestions one by one. And just in a few seconds, I got the working application here. We have a John Doe. For example, I want to somehow to evolve it and add a age. And for example, I want to also to print ages here, print full name with age, and suggestion will be here. Suggestion, no, it's wrong. I want something different. I want something like here, right line, and as you see, everything what you see to the right is suggested by Copilot. It helps me, right? Okay, that's what I want to get. Yeah, perfectly. Execute. And now we have a John Doe with age 0. So as you see here, I have some routine writing something, and continuously, not by request, but continuously, AI support me, help me write something. So I can evolve my code very fast, and it brings pleasure in development because you don't need to to spend too much time on just writing text. A lot of stuff suggested here. Okay. Next feature that we're starting to use, it's a code review. And because we work together as a collaboration team, we have a task. It's like an isolated part of work that must be done. And after something is completed, so some changes was done here, it's really hard to understand what was changed. For example, it can be thousands and thousands line of code. So to investigate, to understand what is changed. So for this reason, we need to, when we are committing our work done, we need to explain in a human readable way what was changed to let other developers understand what is the change set here. And 2 years ago, or maybe 1 year ago, we changed blah, 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 and describe here several sentences of explanation what was done. Right now, we just have a Copilot button, we click it, and after a few seconds, AI analyzes everything what was done, and we got a message here. So what was done here? Some crypto utils was refactored to bypass some encryption development environment, etc. So it saves a lot of time here to just to describe the message what was done. Next, about code review. After work is done. So for example, we have a task that must be implemented, and it was implemented, some conversations here. So we're pushing here code. And when this job is done, we have a Copilot review that check everything what was commented out, all the changes, all the history of the task. Make some overview what was done here. It shows which files and how it was made, changed. And next, it provides some observation. Maybe we have an issues, and here, for example, issue. AI, ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot automatically found a problem here that high tier Fabric SKU, it's a F2, and low tier, it's a F32. It's a mishmash here, so it must be vice versa. So Copilot found that's a problem, it's reversed, and suggests the solution, and with just one click, a single click, I can fix it.
One question, sorry to interrupt you. You are showing .NET development in this case. Is this a concept agnostic to a specific development language, or it can be implemented in any language? Or is this Copilot embedment more into the Microsoft development tool, or is it possible to integrate any Copilot-like functionality in any of development tool, not only Microsoft? You know maybe this?
GitHub Copilot was trained on a GitHub code base, so millions and millions of different projects. So if some project using some languages, that means this model knows this language. So, and for C#, maybe 5-10% of all projects on GitHub written on C#, that means that model knows this language. Yeah, that's how it works.
Good, thank you.
So maybe that's why sometimes I saw Chinese hieroglyphs here, yeah, because it's also quite usual for Chinese to use a GitHub. So third and last but not least case, it's discovery, it's a problem discovery. For example, when we have a new project and we are not familiar, what is it, how to use it, what the hell is going on, and so it's some legacy product, and we have a problem, it must be solved. But to be solved, first we need to understand what is it about. And here in the example of the product Google Anti-Gravity, and so I don't know what is going on here. Some project here I opened, and I made a request. So I asked him make overview, write me I'm interested in technical stack, patterns, external resources, etc. I don't want to spend a lot of time, but yeah, it was analyzed here a lot, configurations, code, some documents, etc. And I got a report. Let me show the report, how it looks like. Here's the report, where everything is described. I got in a few seconds, I got the result about the technologies used, libraries, dependencies, some architectural patterns, which background services we have and how they're used, and external resource. We see here, keyword, storage, graph API, Power BI, so everything is described. And the diagram here, so it's visualized now as a developer. For me, it's much more easier to understand what is going on here, how to fix it. And I'm not showing here, but also with the AI here, for example, if I have a well-described bug or glitch, so this tool can provide me any ideas how to fix it, or maybe fix it for me. It depends. If it's some 5 seconds work glitch, then it's easier to use AI, not to do everything by hand. So that's it for me. Any questions?
Yes, I have questions already, so it's easier for others. Does it AI helping you more with the quantity or quality work, or both?
Mostly it helps me with the quantity. So this stuff that as a pair developer support, so you don't need to understand what is AI, just support you seamlessly, and you're not spending a lot of time here, and that makes your working experience much easier. So sometimes about quantity, so AI replaced junior developers, and some simple tasks can be done by AI without any involvement.
That means that the junior developers are now in trouble because they can be replaced with $50 LLM?
Yeah, that's it. That's right. That's my recent post on LinkedIn. I have it opened now. So we have Harvard University research that showed that starting from some moment, starting from ChatGPT launch, junior developers, the red line here, it's amount of junior developers vacancies starting to decrease. We see the same situation was in 2020. I just want to remind you that it was COVID. So on COVID, yeah, junior developers was the first guys to reduce the amount of vacancies. But after all this AI hype started, we see that senior developers still rising. So the amount of vacancies for senior still growing, while juniors starting to suffer. So the same picture we have here, the amount of changes to the code base. So senior developers starting to grow. That means with all this AI tool, senior developers starting to perform better. and that reduced the amount of junior developers work. So the amount of junior developers code changes starting to decrease. So yeah.
Natural question would be, what we suggest a 25-year Evgeny starting career as a developer, because the old Evgeny doesn't want to put him on board, or shall he work for free? What do you suggest?
I suggest to invest more time in developing yourself as a developer, not just a guy who chat with a chat. So you need to invest in your knowledge and your skills, and then it will make you profit. So all this AI hype, so it's a hype, but anyway, that's a tools, and these tools can be used now modern days by engineers, and the engineers who adopted in the works starting to get the benefits.
Very interesting. Now, the last question, a simple one. How much money do you spend on AI related tools? Anything related to, because I know that either you and Leon and everyone has a lot of different subscriptions for different tools. What is the approximate cost that you can say approximately we are using it for my work, this amount dollars per month?
Approximately 50 euros. So 20 euro for
only 50?
Copilot. Yeah, 20 euro for Copilot, and 20-30 euro for AI chat. Any of it, Claude, ChatGPT, so any.
Can you imagine? This is like 30 minutes of how much we charge a customer. 30 minutes of it to cover AI usage of development lead in a development organization.
Cursor AI subscription cost starting from 20 euros, but Google Anti-Gravity now, for example, it's absolutely free. So it provides you with a Gemini 3 Pro, the recent model, and Sonnet 4.5, also one of the recent ones, for free. I don't know when it will be paid, but then after, when it become paid, I guess it will be the same price, 20-30 euros per month. But also it depends. So if you're coding really a lot of coding, then it will cost maybe 100-200 maximum.
Great. Very, very good. Anything else you would like to add, Evgeny,
No,
for this?
That's it for me.
Very, very good, very insightful from Leon and from Evgeny. I thank you both. Any final questions from the audience that you would like to, that you dare to question? Because if we don't know the answer, we'll go to AI and give you the reply. Anything, Michael, you would like to ask? You are always crucifying us with questions. Not today. No, you are muted, but we read the lips that you are fine.
I'm fine.
Okay, then this is it. Thank you, Evgeny and Leon, for preparing very insightful presentation about how we are using AI in internal development and marketing process. The recording will be available on Monday on YouTube. And thank you everyone for being around, and have a nice weekend. Enjoy BI.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.